Ratatouille is a movie about ambition and talent. It's a movie about having a certain dream, right? Something you want to do in your life, and then against all odds, pulling it off. That's what the movie is about. That's why it's not just a kids movie. It's a movie that anybody can watch and enjoy. Before any of that, just think for a second about the concept. Whoever thought of this idea for Ratatouille, whoever thought of it was, I don't know if you want to say genius or whatever word you want to think of. It's about a scrawny, scraggly looking sewer rat. It's not like a cute Stuart Little type mouse that wears a tuxedo and smiles and has a bright white fur and looks cute. Remy looks disgusting. He's a sewer rat, greenish gray and just horrible. Doesn't look cute at all. And he manages to get into a kitchen and then get into somebody's hair, start pulling it, and in doing so, control his motor functions to become a great chef. To a point where all of his rat friends swamp a 5-star kitchen and make meals for everyone. Who thought of that? It's an unbelievable. If this movie didn't exist and somebody came to me with that idea, if I'm like the big executive at Pixar and I'm sitting down and I'm saying all right, pitch your ideas, let's go. I want to hear some ideas, and somebody came up with this idea. There's a rat that it crawls in a guy's hair and it starts tugging at it and it starts making. I would think, what are you talking about? This is not going to work. This is disgusting. A rat making no. But somebody at Pixar had the foresight and the creativity to approve this idea, right? And that premise, this weird, odd premise, is the perfect framework for the message that I was talking about earlier. The message that you can accomplish your dreams no matter what your circumstances are. Even if you're in a hopeless position, you can pull it off. The reason the premise is perfect for it, if you think about a restaurant, the last thing you'd expect in a place like that is a rat, right? A sewer rat on top of that. That's disgusting. It's a pest. People would kick that thing out. And yet, this person, the protagonist of the movie who we love so much, his dream is to be a chef as a rat. His dream is to become a great chef. So it's a place he doesn't belong, right? And that's why in the early part of the movie, his brother and his father, the two characters in his life, they were very discouraging to him. They said, "Look, buddy, this isn't your world, right? You're not supposed to be with humans. You're not supposed to be a chef. We're rats, all right? This is where we belong. Deal with it." They're very discouraging. Everyone has understood, has related to something like that. I'm sure at one point you or anyone you know in your life has had an ambition, a dream to do something, and somebody came along and told them, "You're sorry, that's not for you," right? Or something else discouraged them. These are ideas that everybody gets, and it's the premise of the story that makes it accessible for kids, right? Kids can watch this and understand the point is that what it's trying to say. So Remy has these doubts in his mind. Is this where I belong? Is this what I want to do? In one way or another, he's very lucky. He stumbles upon the idea, the realization that he's been living under Paris this whole time. So one day he stumbles into Gusteau's restaurant, this fine restaurant that he only could dream about. And at one point, we meet one of the antagonists of the movie, Ego, the critic, right? Anton Ego. And this is the part of the movie where an adult can really understand throughout the movie, an adult understands what's going on, but this is the part where this is the part that adults really get. Ego represents, he's the real world, right? He's a cynical guy. He has this harsh view of the world that some people are just not talented. Some people are just not destined to make it. Not everybody can be amazing and talented of a chef or an artist. That's what he says in the movie. He hates the the line, anyone can cook, right? Gusteau, the chef that Remy loves, says anybody can cook, anyone can do it. And Gusteau says, no, not Gusteau. Ego says, no, not true. So he's a cynic, a cynical guy. So the whole the main point of the movie, the conflict, is Ego, his way of thinking, against Remy, and the two butting heads, right? Cynical, realistic, just the world sucks, some people don't make it, with Remy, who just wants to be a great chef, even though he's a sewer rat. The two butt heads, and you've seen the movie, you've seen by the end, Remy, of course, wins. He makes he makes Ratatouille. He makes this great meal for Ego. He eats it, and has this memory of when he was a child, right back from his childhood, and he's won over. He meets the chef. Finds out it's a rat, which was probably a little bit startling, and he's won over by the end. But there's an exception. Ego has not completely changed as a person. He still has a cynical undertone to his personality. Even at the end of the movie, when he's a happy person and he's cheerful, there's still some cynical bite to him. There's his famous monologue at the end of the movie, right before the last 3 minutes. He writes a great review for Chef Remy. He says, "Oh, it was a wonderful restaurant. I had a great time. He's the finest chef in France." But there's a point in the review, the end, where he says, "For the longest time, I've hated Gusteau's saying anyone can cook," and then he says, "I still don't believe in this. I still don't agree with it. But a great artist, a great cook, can come from anywhere," right? That is his take on the whole situation. It's still cynical. He says, not everybody can be great. Not everyone is talented. But a talented person can come from anywhere. So if you're somebody who's going about your life and you think you're in a hopeless position, you have a great dream to be some great whatever, a chef, a athlete, a business, whatever, and you're thinking, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't know if I'm made for it. Ego's message is, look, if you have the talent, if you have the drive in you, if you can work hard, if you can really, really push yourself, then you know what? You can make it. And people will be surprised that somebody from your position made it, but you can do it. So his view is still harsh. Not everybody is cut out for it, but man, if you are, then you're gonna make it, and go ahead and surprise people, right? That is the message for adults. Adults will get that. It could even be a kid who sees the movie and grows up and becomes an adult and then comes to appreciate it. Any person can appreciate that message of the movie. So that's all I have to say. A great film. I watched it again and I had to say it. And it's great for many reasons. The animation is amazing. The music and the Le Festin at the end, when the French song they play, it's magical. It's a great, great movie. A lot of good things to say about it. So don't forget, a great artist can come from anywhere. Thank you.